Hey guys, it's Melissa with Web of Creativity and your Graphic 45 brand ambassador for 2020-2021. This video is going to be about how I decorated and added some extra elements in the mini album that's enclosed inside this box using the Graphic 45 ATC Matchbook Box and the ATC Tag and Pocket album. I will have kits for this project. They're up now on my blog, and the kits are what you see here. You get these two pieces along with the 8x8 Fairie wing paper collection, the coordinating stickers, and the coordinating 8 sheets of pattern and solid papers. So let me set that aside. And then we can go through this project. So let me scooch in just a bit so you can see. So that cover right there has the focal point is a Graphic 45 die. So I used that die and then the tag cut out metal die. Both of those are Graphic 45. So we're going to open the box and slide this out. And then there is our album. I didn't decorate the box except for the 2 sides. But there's plenty of paper to do so, to cover that. Let me set that aside. Super cute. So some elements that I added is this little flap here. And this front cover section, you see that frame again, which is perfect for these little cutouts in the paper collection. And then I added some ribbon, and this just opens up for a nice little spot for a picture. Added this little flap here. And this opens up, and so for the inside, I actually made this back sheet right here into a pocket. So I have an extra piece right here, an extra tag. And you see the die works perfectly for the ATC tags that are enclosed in the paper collection. Created cute little tags for their pockets. And each section, there's 4 sections. It only comes with 1 tag, so I made an extra tag. And those measurements are in the video. And here's the tag at the top here, making that into a pocket. So I just did the same thing throughout, adding a little tag on the other side and making the inside pages into pocket pieces as well, just for some extra photo spaces. Added this flap. So this is just a really cute album. Try not to add too many layers, as you will, it's already kind of thick and you still want pictures in it. And put another closure piece on the back side. All the measurements for the extra pieces, along with the matting and creating the pockets, are in this video, and how to decorate the box. So and how I matted it and getting this wrap around that center portion. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start by covering the ATC Matchbox. And there is a window, so we do want to get the paper to cut out for the window. So first I cut out 2 pieces of paper. It's 7 1/4 by 5 1/4, front and back. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to flip this over. And I already measured my centerpiece. So I drew some lines and then made a little nick mark on my box for about 1/8 inch down. Now I'm going to line it up with my markings and then trace on the inside. So I traced on the inside of roughly where my square is going to be. But I'm not going to cut this piece out. I'm actually going to measure 5/8. You can do a 1/2 inch, but 5/8 from the line on all sides. Alright, so this is the square that we're going to cut out right here. So I'm just going to get my craft mat and cutting knife and cut that out. Alright, once it is cut out, we're going to cut from the corner to the corner. Corner to the corner. And now we're going to add our, you can ink the edges and add tape. So we're going to add tape on each little tab here that's going to wrap around the inside of the box. And then go ahead and add tape around the edge and then around this edge. And then we're going to tape on these corners. So I'll show you that once I get this taped up. Alright, so I added tape around the edge of the window, and then I wrapped a piece of tape around this corner. You definitely want tape on the corners. You can either wrap it or put it on both sides of the corners. This prevents bubbling right here. And then I added tape to all the flaps and then around the edges. So there's two ways to wrap it. First, I already removed the tape, but if you don't remove the tape, you can set this piece on and roll these edges in to give you a place to place it down. But since I removed all the tape, I'm going to lay this flat and use my lines as a guide with my little nick marks at the top. And because I traced on the inside, I should be able to just line everything up. Make sure I have it good top and bottom. And make sure my opening is open. And I'll go ahead and wrap. Then wrap. And then I'm going to, well, I guess I can, before I tape it, make sure I have a good fold. And then reach in there and grab the tape. Move the tape and then fold over. Alright, now that I have both of those off, I'm just pressing it down with my bone folder. And there is our first half. And then we're going to, so I did ink the edges on this. I used Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. And this one is going to get we need to tape these corners, and then this guy is going to wrap all the way around. We'll make it even because it might just have a little gap, which is fine because we're putting strips on the sides. So I added tape on the two corners and then tape all around the edge and one down the middle. So I'm going to only do remove half of this. I'm going to start by lining up the edges. I'm going to be about 1/4 away from the edge, or 1/8. Then wrapping it, make sure I'm about even. All right, looking good so far. Alright, next are our accent strips. So I have the ones for the front cover. I have the green is 3/4 by 5 1/4, and the purple is 3/8 by 5 1/4. And the green's going to go like that, and this guy's going to go offset. And then we have our side pieces, which are the same. So the green strip is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And the purple is 3/4 by 5 1/4. So this guy just gets put right in the center between this side right here. Oops! Don't grab. Hold on. I'm gonna need to. Oops. It connected before I was ready. All right. If you're wondering, this is a Cricut spatula, which I use more for albums and mistakes than I do on the Cricut. Okay, so this guy's going to go in the center as well. I'm just going to eyeball it. So the front cover, I have got the sticker sheet. I got these two cute stickers that I like. So I'm going to put this kind of offset, but I do want this purple in here. So I'm going to want this to be offset. So that looks perfect. I think that's where I'm going to put it. And then for these two, I'm just going to put them in the center. Okay. And then again, I'm going to just put him right here. And then the second one's going to go up here. So here's what it looks like with the stickers. And then I touch the sticker 1/4 from the top and bottom. Alright, so this back wall needs something. So I didn't have a big enough piece, so I just added a couple of strips on the side to make my piece. And this piece is 4.5 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to slide it in there, and that's also going to have attached, so it has a little bit of border at the top and bottom. So now that I have that guy attached, we can work on this box. So for this guy, I'm only attaching paper to the shorter outside pieces, because that's what you're going to see when this is in the box. You don't see this on, so I'm not going to mat it, and I also don't want it to be too tough to get in and out, because I already put paper on the back side and these strips here. So to make sure this doesn't get too tight, I'm only going to do the outside pieces, and then I'm going to cover the inside pieces, all the sides and the bottom here. So for the outside strips right here, I did make it 1/8 border all the way around, and that is 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. So again, if you want the 1/8 inch border, the inside is not, it is fully, it's a full size mat, except for a little bit of 1/8 inch border at the top. So those are 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. So I have 2 of those, and then we have 2 long ones for the sides. And that is 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. So when you cut these pieces, you put them in there, and if they're too tight, you trim them down. So I do have a little star on one side, and I starred my paper to know that this is the piece that I did trim down a little bit to get it to fit in here. And then in the bottom piece right here is 4 1/4 and a little bit. So I trimmed it from 4 3/8 and then trimmed it down to fit. But 4 1/4 will work just fine if you don't want to trim. And then 5 1/4. So you just, you know, test to make sure it fits in all angles. And then if you do drop it in there and it gets stuck, turn it over and just hit your box a few times and it should come loose. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these real quick. Okay, so I attached everything, and then this guy fits right on in there, and it looks great. Now we need to work on the album that goes on the inside. For the ATC tag and pocket album, we're going to go ahead and work on the front cover, and those the 2 pieces for the front and back is 3 7/8 by 4 3/4, and then we're going to now cut out the second piece, and that second piece is 3 3/8 by 4 1/4, and then I do have an accent strip that's 3 3/8 by 5/8 for the center, and then lastly I have my main focal point piece So this frame is a Graphic 45 die. It's from the Policy and Decorative die set. And then the piece in the middle is from the cut apart page. And then I just trimmed it to size. So let me see, I just kept trimming it until it fit in the frame. And that is about 1 5/8 by 2 3/4. It's not right, by 2 3/8. So let's, and I'm going to attach these later, just in case I want to add, find some flowers or something that I like in the collection. I want to cut them out and add them to the front. So I always like to add my extra tape, my ATG, just to the center of my pieces. And this guy is going to go right in the middle. And he's about, has a border, a 1/8 inch border. And then this one is going to have a 1/4 inch border. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to wait for the centerpiece until later, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach the back. So for the spine, I have 3 pieces here, and I'm keeping these pieces. I'm going to try something that might not work, but I have my little spine pieces. I have this guy right here, which is 1 7/8 by 1/2 inch. Then I have 1 7/8 by 1 3/4. Is it 3/4? I think it's 5/8. 5/8. And this one I've trimmed, and it fits very snug in this little piece slot here. So I'm going to carefully, you can see I'm going to carefully put it in there, and I think I'm going to use, because I already added tape to the back, but I think I'm going to use these extra pieces to get the tape backing off. We're going to see if that works or not, and if I mess it up, I'll just start all over again. So let me add this to the back real quick. Okay, so I attached these 2 pieces. So for this piece, hopefully this works. What I did was I took the tape backing off and then used the backing for the big pieces, put it on, and folded it over. And I'm going to see if I can slide it in the best I can, and then I can pull these tabs off to attach it. That's the theory. I don't know how well it'll work, because this is kind of a tight fit when you add the tape. Alright, so I slid it in. I actually used my spatula and lifted it up a little bit to slide it in. So then I moved it around until it looked good. And then I'm going to try not to, I moved it a little. Okay, and I'm going to try and hold it and pull. Okay, I had a little struggles, but it worked. There's also a little slot right there that you can slide a little piece in. So I might put something there if I can find. I think there's a small little circle stickers that I can throw in there. But that's the cover. For the inside covers, we have this little flap piece. So this guy is 9 3/4 by 4 inches. And then you're going to score at 3 inches and 6 3/4. For the mats for this guys, we got, you have the 2 flaps that are the exact same. And so those mats are going to be, let's see, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So you need 4 of those mats. And then this larger area right here is 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then for the front area, I have this beautiful blue mat, and then I made another little frame piece, which I think is super cute. And then we're going to add ribbon for the closure and attach it to the front. And then I do have a couple of strips that we're going to attach first at the top and bottom, and those are 3 3/4 by 5/8. So let's go ahead and add our ribbon to this piece, and we're just going to mark the center of it, which is 2 inches. And my ribbon, I started off with 7 inches. A 7-inch piece of thin purple ribbon. And this isn't going to stay very well, but I'm going to put that on there so I don't glue it to my piece here. And for the front, we don't want it flush because we have an 1/8 of an inch border. So we're going to go in about a 1/4 inch and then mark. And then put that down. Make sure that's even. And then let's attach our first mat to get that to stay down. And this mat is going to have a 1/8 inch border. Look at that. Go ahead and tie. So there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and add tape to the back of this guy so we can attach it. But I want to attach these strips to it, just so I can make sure that when I attach this to the front cover, it'll be even. So I'm going to go ahead and take my 1/4 inch tape. And we're just going to attach straight. There we go. So now I just need to add tape to the back of this. Alright, now that all the pieces are attached, we're going to try and stay on camera and attach this guy. And he's going to have a 1/8 inch border too. And there we go. Let me finish matting this guy. So here's the piece attached. Super cute. Now we can move on to the next page. Alright, so for the front of each section, I'm going to attach a flap. I cut out these cut apart pieces. I had to cut them a little bit smaller because they are big. So I pretty much just cut the extra piece around it. So this guy right here is 3 3/4 by approximately 2 inches. It's a little bit bigger than 2 inches. So the flap I made is 3.5 by 3 inches, and then on the 3-inch side I scored it 1/2 inch, and that we're gonna taper and tape and then attach to the top. But before we get there, I did cut out tags to fit in all the sections, and there's 4 sections. So these tags right here are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then they have This book comes with 4 ATC tags. And then I created some tags for the back side, and those are 2 5/8 by 4 inches. And they're a little snug, so I might trim them down a little bit more. But starting with this page right here, we're going to take the taper. We're going to cut at an angle from the score line inward. Then we're going to add tape to the tab. And attach it. I'm just going to attach it flush to the top. And I'm going to turn it around so I can make sure that it's flush. So let me go ahead and okay. So the front piece, again, is going to be this little cut apart. But the inside mats here, I have this top mat. Let me see if I can. It's 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those real quick. So I've attached my papers. Now we can move on to the inside. Alright, for the inside we have this little pocket. Now this pocket has the ATC tag, and what I have is the ATC tag die from Graphic 45 to cut out my tag. So if you wanted to, if you didn't have the die and you wanted to cut out some sort of mat, I would do probably 2 1/8 by probably 2 3/4, something like that. But the tag dies really do come in handy when you're matting these tags. So what we want to do here is I want to create a pocket piece. So I cut out. This guy is 3 1/4 by 4 inches. So it's not a full-size mat. It does come down a bit so we can put a tag inside. If you wanted a full mat, I would do 4 1/4 inches. So again, I only did 4 inches and then taped it in a U shape. And then when I attach it, I'm just going to attach it starting from the bottom, and I'm going to do a 1/8 inch border. So now I have a little area for my pocket. And then this pocket piece is 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. So I'm using the same paper to create this little pocket here. And then this behind the pocket area is 3 1/4 by 2 7/8. So I did, you can do 2 3/4, but I did 2 7/8, so it's flush with the pocket. So I'm not going to leave any more space. So I'm going to have a 1/8 inch border around the top and sides, but flush with the pocket, since there's already a little border there. Then when I attach my paper to my tag, it's just going to slide in right there. So I'm getting my tag pieces. The tag is 2 1/4 by 4 inches, and the mat is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and add my slide this guy right down in here, and I attached my piece. And then lastly we have our tag for this big pocket. And that's 3 1/4 by 4 inches. Let me double check. Oh, that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, which makes the tag 4 by 3. And I'm going to add a little ATG. Perfect. So I'm doing the same thing I did on this page, So I'm going to do my pocket piece. So I only taped it in a U shape. Attach it from the bottom, and then I have my behind the pocket and this piece, and then the tag that goes and this tag that goes in here. So this tag for the pocket, I think I mentioned it before, but it is 2 1/2 by 4 inches, and the mat is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. All right, here's the second page with the tag here, and then this tag up here. And now we can move on to the back side. For the last page, I'm just doing a full-size mat, which is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You can do another pocket mat if you want, but because the album is so small, I don't want to make it too bulky that pictures won't fit in it. So I'm just going to have the back side a solid mat. And then I'll show you how full the album is with just one section. I love that paper. So cute with the bubbles and the fairies. But with just one section filled out, it's already getting full. So with the 3 sections, it's probably going to be here. So we just want enough room to put some pictures and journaling and stuff. So I already have the front of this ready to go. I'm doing these pieces with this Let Your Dreams Soar with some bubbles on it. That looked really cute. So I'm going to finish up working on the rest. All the sections are exactly the same. And then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Showing you that I added the front piece along with the strip on the back. And so just going to show you all the pages. And then what I added for embellishments. So we've already seen this, but I did add a little sticker strip on the bottom. And then used the cutouts and added the borders to them, and then only attached it to the bottom so we can have a little extra pocket piece right here. And added cute embellishments for the tags. I don't think I added anything to this. Nope. Added a little wish thing at the bottom here, the sticker. Some pieces I added little things to, and some I didn't. I would have put this on the bottom, but I didn't want to cover that wish up for some reason. It's the little things. So most of my little strips here are about like 5/8 of an inch. Except this one I think is, nope, wait. I think that's 3/8 of an inch, and this one's 5/8 of an inch. Alright, that is all the pages and how I decorated it. Again, there are kits. So the kits have the 8x8 pattern paper, along with the sticker set, the ATC tag and pocket album, the ATC matchbook box, along with 8 sheets of the pattern and solids. So you got 2 greens, 2 pinks, 2 yellows and blues, along with the pattern side. So the links for those kits are on my blog and listed below. You can go to webofcreativity.net, and there's links to my shop page for kits and tutorial page for tutorials. Alright, that is everything. Thank you for watching.